So, now that we know that Horizon 6 is in Japan, here are my fucking demands! So, now that we know Horizon 6 is going to be in Japan, I just wanted to make this kind of like a follow-up video to the last one I made, being my Horizon 6 wishlist. I'm not going to go over all the stuff I said in that video again here, but rather what I want to see specifically out of Japan. So to start off with, I'm hoping Tokyo is at least 3 times bigger than Surfer's Paradise that we had in Horizon 3, along with its surrounding suburbs. And this is important for the next 2 things I'm going to list, but just in general, we need this city to be really big if we want to capture a little bit of everything Tokyo has to offer. Anyway, the first thing I want to see is the Daikoku parking lot, or something similar. If you don't know what it is the biggest parking lot on the entire Shoto Expressway and is just south of Tokyo. And in real life, it is host to a ton of impromptu car meets. And in Horizon 6, we could also use it as a drift area. Just the overall vibe of this place, it's just a giant parking lot surrounded by multiple layers of a highway. It would be a perfect photo op area, perfect place to meet up and hang out with friends. If we don't see anything like this, I'm gonna be disappointed. Now the second Tokyo specific thing I want to see is the inner city expressway, and hopefully the highway in general in this game isn't just a point-to-point highway like we've had in the last 5 Horizon games, but rather a highway that has a loop, maybe even a couple different loops, just so if you want to act like you're in Wangan Midnight, you could just do loop after loop after loop, and even have a couple different routes to go around the city, rather than just go all the way down the highway, do an immediate U-turn just to go back down that same stretch of road to then just do another 180 again, like with the highways we've had so far in the Horizon series. Now when it comes to the countryside of Japan, there are also 2 things I would like to see. The first being plenty of toge roads, and not ones that are 50 feet wide like the mountain roads we've seen in Horizon 4's Fortune Island and Horizon 5 Space Map. I want there to be normal sized lanes that aren't 3 times wider than they should be. We've had this problem since Horizon 2 where for some reason that game and a lot of other open world driving games just made all the roads on their maps 3 times wider than they should be. If they give us normal sized lanes, that would make every twisty road feel so much more engaging to drive on. So if they just make the lanes normal sized, or as small as they're comfortable with, and have plenty of props near the sides of the road, which they did talk about making the map more dense feeling, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem. And also if they make the steering feel like I wasn't trying to turn the steering wheel with one single finger from the center of the steering wheel with just twisting my hand, they can really make these toge roads stick out for how realistic and fun they are to drive on, and that alone will bring not just players back who left during Horizon 4 and 5, but will bring new players into the franchise who won't just treat this like a Game Pass player who only saw Horizon 4 and 5 as a 10-minute demo. So the second thing I want to see is Ebisu Circuit. If you don't know what Ebisu is, it's basically a bunch of racetracks in one single facility where you have 4 individual tracks, a rally course, and 2 drift pads in the same complex. Oh, and also they have a zoo there. Why? I don't know if it was there first. Really couldn't tell you. I didn't look that far into it. Now, it doesn't have to be the official Ebisu circuit because of licensing issues, but if we could just get a couple of closed off courses and a drift pad where the AI can't bother us, that would be sick. It would be another meetup spot where you could just have fun with your friends for hours and even meet new people in free mode. And overall, you can't tell me if you ever watched an Ebisu video, you wouldn't want that. But now onto the map in general. They did say seasons were coming back, so I hope they hit like a truck. So to start off with it being a tropical island, we have summer, where it's usually humid with very frequent monsoons, or it's very hot and sunny. Then you have autumn, where all their trees start to change color. Then winter, where they get a lot of snow, and I really mean a lot of snow. Then springtime with what they call Sakura, which is when all the cherry blossom trees turn pink and white all across the country. So when it comes to summer, as long as they don't make it rain too often, that's fine. But otherwise, I'd like to see the rain actually affect how cars handle, because right now in Horizon 5, it's just a visual thing. It does not affect how the car handles. Then when it comes to autumn, I can't really see them messing it up, as they have done it pretty good in Horizon 4. Now here's the part you're really not gonna like me for saying, but when it comes to snow in the wintertime, I want to see snow outside of the cities and towns be as deep and powdery as it is in real life. I want to see people who are even in rally cars or smaller pickup trucks struggle to get through some of the snow and make it feel very impactful to gameplay. Because in Horizon 4, besides the random ice spots on the road, it was kinda just visual. And then when it comes to spring, I can't really see them doing anything wrong there, unless they just put an ungodly amount of pink petals in your face. I can't really see them dropping the ball on that. Otherwise, when it comes to everything I just said, if they can get even a little bit of everything I've said so far, I'll be extremely happy with the map. So, now when it comes to the cars, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but off-roading will still be a big part of the Horizon experience. But before I touch on that, let's just get the two big ones out of the way I know you're all thinking of, which is drifting and street racing. When it comes to drifting, the only thing I could really see being an improvement would be giving us the adjustable angle back that we had in Forza Motorsport 7. For some reason, that was the only Forza game to ever have adjustable angle. It was also the first one with a drift suspension. Don't know why they took it out. Then when it comes to street racing, or just racing on the road in general, as long as the map's good and the togeys are good, they really shouldn't be any problems there. Outside of online, where the game just doesn't work properly, like players on PC getting beat by Xbox players who are behind them in races, or as the community calls it, getting Xboxed. That's been a problem since Horizon 4. If they could fix that, that'd be cool. Then I guess there's also the cheaters who are all over the Rivals boards. Hopefully they address and handle that problem better than they have in 4 and 5. And the only thing that might ruin it slightly when you're playing online outside of Rivals would be if there's just a couple cars in each class that are way too strong, like the A-Class Bone Shaker from Horizon 4. Otherwise, I can't see them messing up street racing. Now, onto the part a lot of you don't want to hear, but the Japanese people really like off-roading. They like it so much that Jeep of all companies was the first American brand to be in their top 10 most sold cars back in 2014. So if you think cross-country racing isn't going to be in Horizon 6, or if you're hoping it's not, well, it's gonna be. But hopefully it's not just a bunch of straight lines with very slight turns in them, like what we've seen since cross-country was introduced back in Horizon 2. Also, rally. They do like rally racing out there, and they have their own series called Forum 8. It's not anything special, it's just a rally series based out of Japan, so rally racing will still also be a thing. Then, when it comes to the cars themselves, there are 3 different genres of them I want to touch on. First, we better have as many damn K cars as possible. I just don't want to see the sporty ones like the Autozam and the Cappuccino. I want to see trucks. I want to see vans. I want to see the hatchbacks. Hell, I want to see multiple of each. I want there to be gang wars in this game between players fighting over Suzuki, Daihatsu, Honda, and the rest of them for who makes the best K-truck, damn it. Anyway, the next one I want to touch on is kind of a weird one. But you know what the Japanese really like racing? They really like racing vans. Specifically Dodge vans that they modify and race around tracks, including the previously mentioned Ebisu circuit. Long story short, they use these vans to bring their motorcycles to the track. Then one day some of them joked about who had the fastest van, and the joke never stopped. It got very out of hand. They still do it to this day. Also, it would fit perfectly in a Horizon game as a little grassroots styled racing series. And the third one being Bosusoku cars. Now, I'm not a fan of these little tacky attention seekers, but if you want to know why I'm mentioning them, these would make me happy, because I would love to see the average Horizon player all-wheel drive and V12 swap one of these narcotic-induced shitboxes and try to race them and do nothing but crash every 2 seconds. Oh, it would be so good to watch them just pitifully fail on a daily basis. Otherwise, that's what I'd like to see out of Horizon 6 Japan. If you'd like to hear more thoughts on what I would like to see in Horizon 6, I'll leave a pinned comment or little tag up at the top of the corner of the video. Otherwise, leave a comment with anything you'd like to see from Horizon 6. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.